Let's focus on the FMCG space now. Nuvama released a report saying that the El Nino is likely to derail recovery in the rural FMCG space. Abneesh Roy, Executive Director at Nuvama Institutional Equities, joins us now to talk about that. Abneesh, the thing is, this year there is a lot of climate change issues that the rural part of India or the agricultural side will have to face. Now, this could mean not just the El Nino, but you also have the IMD talking about a heat wave, and this could mean wheat prices could be all over the place. What do you think the impact of this would be on listed companies? Which are the companies that you would be cautious on, and where are you slightly more optimistic?
Sure, thanks. Yes, we released a report on the El Nino impact. So yes, El Nino is important. It has an inverse relationship with the monsoons in India. India has already seen 4 successive good monsoons. So probability of one more good monsoon mathematically is a bit of an issue. If I see rural demand for staple companies in Q3 and Jan-Feb, there is some green shoots visible. We have also seen the core reasons for the slowdown in rural. That was essentially very high fertilizer prices and very high diesel prices. We have seen correction there from the peak. Still not to the desired level, but there is a correction. Also, as of now, the wheat output is expected to be quite robust, but you did highlight that, yes, because the temperatures are high, there is a risk. Last year also, we saw the same thing. If that happens, it could be a negative. On an overall basis, I do see margin recovery for most of the companies. So we'll be positive on ITC, Godrej Consumer, Britannia, and Hindustan Unilever. We also like the paint stocks, because in paint stocks, we are seeing recovery in the demand in Jan and Feb, and we expect that in Q4, most of the paint stocks should deliver a high single-digit kind of volume growth, and there should be some margin recovery also. So overall, yes, we have to be selective, but yes, El Nino is a key issue to watch out in the monsoons.
Abneesh, hi, morning. I think you track Z also. I'll just get to that in a bit, but you know, since monsoons and how they pan out will be a big topic of discussion, has El Nino, because we've had 3 years of La Nina, right? So has El Nino been declared already that this will be, and if you could just explain what this means as a shift compared to what we've seen over the last 3 years.
Sure. So yes, El Nino currently, full clarity is not there. These forecasts are by global agencies, and they have also said that we'll get more clarity in the April, because these are a bit difficult to really give. But if you see in the previous El Nino impact a few years back, there was an impact on monsoons. But yes, so I will say in terms of full clarity, I think April will have more clarity. So definitely 4 good monsoons have happened. So probability of that also 5th good monsoon, I think that is a challenge currently. So yes, there is not full clarity, but these are global forecasts, so it has to be taken in that context.
Okay. So in your top picks, you have Britannia, ITC, and HUL. Tell us a little bit about what the upsides could be for these stocks. I mean, if you look at it this year so far, right, not much has happened with respect to these names. Of course, ITC was the big mover last year, but I think this year the move has been, okay, it's still almost a 16% in 2023. What's the risk reward like at this 380 price for ITC, and what is the target price on the other stocks?
Absolutely. So ITC, we are quite positive. We have a target price of 450. So last year also Nifty, one of the top returns came from ITC. We would expect that to happen this year also. Budget was quite okay, and we do see market share gains for the legal cigarette players. For GCPL and Britannia and HUL, it's a common theme. Palm oil correction will give them firepower to increase ad spends and also expand EBITDA margins. So that is the reason why the profit growth in these companies could be easily 15-20% and even beyond for the full year in FY24. Already we saw Britannia and GCPL deliver very handsome numbers in Q3. So that trend will continue. So yes, we have to be selective, but FY24 will be an year of margin improvement, and the rural recovery should accelerate if there is no El Nino impact.
All right. Abneesh, very briefly, you track, I think you do track Z, right? Any thoughts on the news flow this morning?
Sure. So it's a negative development which happened post-market yesterday. So there could be some negative impact on the stock. Now, I would expect Z to file in the appellate tribunal NCLAT. So in the past, we have seen that NCLAT can give a different judgment. We saw recently in Z Learn, for example. Z has already provided 200 crore for such issues. So P&L impact is not really there. There could be a cash flow impact if an adverse judgment happens. But Puneet has yesterday clarified that yes, they will take all steps to make the merger go ahead in timely direction. So I would say that entire scheme of things, the numbers are not very high. If you see the IndusInd issue is 89 crores and overall Z has provided 200 crores for such kind of issues. But yes, it's an adverse development, but we would need to see what NCLAT does now.
So can be settled and moves to the NCLAT. Thanks very much, Abneesh. Appreciate you joining in. The Z stock in the pre-open, I think, is down about 4-5%. It's reacting to the news flow. Now, 9:10, where we are at, 5 minutes to market open. But let's get the 9:10 calls out of the way. Sudarshan and Mitesh are back with us. Sudarshan, why don't you go first? What do you have on your list?